I'm famous enough from Heat Check Gaming, and this is Heat Check In Draft Prospect Series. So today we got my main man, SharpShooterLos. What's going on, bro?
I'm good, famous. How you been?
I want that energy I just had. Like, I want that.
I got you.
Energy. I need that.
I got you, man.
How you been, bro? Like, what you been up to? Like, I haven't. I'm gonna talk about when I seen you last, but I haven't seen you in a minute. What have you been up to? All I've been seeing is you these travel pictures and these IG hunting type pictures. You on the beach in the sand, and I'm like, what you been up to?
You already know, man. I just been trying to enjoy it, man. Ever since life outside the league, man, I just been trying to enjoy my youth, man. I'm young and I'm trying to go out and I'm trying to see a lot of things and stuff, and I'm just trying to do a lot of things, man. And what I've been up to, man, besides just working and traveling, man, I've just been. That's pretty much it. Just working on myself outside the league.
Well, where did you go? What was your favorite place that you went since the last time I saw you? Like, what was your favorite place you went?
Probably Puerto Rico. My family has a house out there, and then there's a few places that I rented out there, and that's my hometown. That's the place I was born, and it's just home. Like it just feels like it feels like my natural home. It's just something I gravitate to, and I just love it out there, and I love it there more than anywhere else that I've been to so far. So yeah, that's about it, man.
That's dope. I see you got that jersey hanging up back there.
Come on, man. You already know. I got this pictures of the squad, man. I got everything back there, man.
I see that jersey back there. I mean, even though I wasn't a fan of those jerseys, but seeing it like that,
it brings memories back, man. I'll go and grab it real quick. You can get a nice little close up. I'll take it off of there. This is the display case that I got. I got a nice little picture in there.
Oh,
I got the little. You probably don't see it, but then there's the little token that the Heat gave us for making the final.
I remember that token. I remember that. Yeah, that thing nice, bro. That thing nice.
Man, I had the little thank you letter from Heat Check, man. I got all that stuff.
That little draft day pick in there.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah. I like that, man. I like that. Bro, yeah. All right, let's back up a bit. SharpShooterLos. Where did that
the name? You know the name.
You know the name. Where did it come from?
You know the name.
Where did it come from, bro? Where did it come from?
Originally, before Sharpshooters was even an arch, like before that even came into existence in the 2K world, I played with a team when I started playing competitively back in 2K14. This is before Pro-Am. This is back when it was just Spark. Like we had like our own little clans and affiliations and whatnot. I started a team with Red City Boy 23. It was called the SharpShooters. And that's where the name came from. Like my name is Carlos. That's where I took the Los from. And then the SharpShooters and then it also came in memory. One of our teammates, his name was Rumble Young Man 1. We called him Gunna at the time. He passed away. We didn't know that he had a terminal illness, and the whole time that he was playing with us, he basically used it as a getaway, to escape the reality of, man, I'm gonna die soon. And he never let us know about this illness.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I never, like, no matter which pro team I went to or anything like that, like I took it to heart, and like no matter what, I always be a sharpshooter, and that's more so in his name. Like, I just wanted to carry on that name and just not forget where my roots were and just where I started playing competitively from. So,
you mentioned 2K14. Some people don't even know what that game was like. So when did you start playing 2K? What 2K did you start on?
I want to say I started playing 2K on 2K7. I think that's when the my players were introduced. That's like when I think that was the very first year that you can create a my player.
2K7.
Yeah, I think Shaq was on the cover. That was the very first year you can create. Well, you can create a my player and I think that was the first year my career existed, because you can create a player and throw them on a random team.
Yeah.
I always had create a player, but that was like the first year my career existed where you could just play with your own guy and just win championships or whatnot.
Earlier you said I'm a young man living life. Then you just told me that your first 2K was 2K7. Young 2K7? That don't go together. That don't go together.
I mean, I've been playing 2K since I was a kid. And I mean, I'm older now, but I mean, I think it's just a matter of perspective. Like, I'm young in my eyes. Like, there's so much, so much of this life to live, man. Like, I feel like young is just how you feel, and I feel great.
Ooh, that was a hot one.
Yeah, it's just how you feel. Like, it's just like, considering like most people that game, you would say maybe like now the people that are going for their league, they're in their younger 20s.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be considered an old head. I'm like 28 now.
Yeah.
I'll be considered an old head or an OG, but it's just how you feel. Like, honestly, I'm sure that we'll go to the gym and I'll outlift a lot of these cats, and I'll do a lot more physical. Yeah. Like, I feel amazing, Famous. Like, I feel great. I think it's just a feeling. I feel great. I feel amazing. Season one,
draft night. You get drafted. What was that feeling like?
I couldn't imagine. Like I told you, I'm young. I'm trying to enjoy life. I can't imagine what marriage is like. I can imagine that's like indescribable. Like it has to be something somewhere along those lines. Like it's an indescribable feeling. Like it was something that I grew up, mind you, I grew up playing video games and fantasizing like, hey, like maybe I could do something with video games at some point in my life. And then for it to finally come true, like no one sees the process, no one sees all the work that you put into getting somewhere. And then you get to see the fruits of your labor, like you get to see that just bloom in your eyes. Like it's like, wow, like it leaves you speechless. To this day, I still thinking about it. You can still reminisce on it, and it just feels great to like accomplish something that you set out for, like to finally hit a goal. Like that was a lifelong goal. Like I literally felt like I can die the next day, and I've been like I accomplished everything I want to, but like no matter what, when you keep pressing your goals, you gotta just set the next one and then just keep going from there.
Yeah, you remember that video that was made after the draft?
There was a lot of videos made after the draft.
No, I'm talking about like literally the one right after the draft. Like the one that came out right after the draft with the Madison Square Garden and all this. Anyhow, I literally went back to watch that video last week. Like I literally searched on Twitter for draft night, for the draft day video from us and watched it back like last week, bro. I was like, man, I came from here. Like this was the starting point right here. Like no matter what I did to get to here, that video right there just showed everything was out on the table right there. And it was one of those moments like it was like, whoo. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take a glass off and
and this even like what people don't understand now, like this I'm not gonna say generation. Like I said, I don't feel like I'm old, but what people don't understand now, there's a lot of people that are trying to get into the league. This is something that's already established. You know that there's something that you're going to achieve by working so hard. Yeah. When I was grinding 2K14, there was no 2K league in existence.
Facts.
There was no end game. There was no end goal. I was doing it because I loved it. It was a passion of mine. Like I loved the game so much, and I played it countless hours. Like this is way before the league was even announced. Like before you became a coach, there was no end game in that. Yeah. Like you probably originally like, hey, like I see a community full of guys. I feel like if there was some structure here, like it could be something special. And then maybe at some point in time, you're like, hey, maybe I could start tournaments and make money from this. Or something. I'm not sure what the end game was, but there was no 2K league. Like there was no like like a goal that we would consider unachievable. So it's amazing for those people like to know that there was nothing guaranteed at the beginning. And we made something from nothing. It's just amazing to have that feeling. So it was even more indescribable. Like a lot of the people that are grinding for the league now, they know that they have an end goal in sight. Like we were just drifting in the dark. You know what was going on? Like we were just basically.
Like when y'all was like playing tournaments for little to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just for the love. It was just for the love for the competition, love for the game, love for bragging. Like y'all was grinding like ranked leaderboards just to say we the number one team. They don't even touch
12
that
hours
no
a day, whatnot. Yeah, it was crazy.
They don't even touch that no more. Like leaderboards don't even get touched. Like if you're on the leaderboard, you're a bot.
Yeah, people don't respect that, and it's true because like it's not because the best players aren't on there. Like the best players, they're in those lobbies, they're grinding with each other every day. Like what they say, iron sharpens iron. So the best players, they all group together and they started their own lobbies, and that's the way they grow respect within each other. But those leaderboards, they used to mean something like 2K17 and backwards, but
yeah, no more.
Yeah, but not now. It doesn't mean anything. People.
So you was with us for season 1. What was your best memory from playing with us in season 1?
Honestly, it's just spending time with the guys, like the camaraderie, just being around the guys. Like there's not a single person on that team. Like I still in touch with some of them to this day. Like I feel like at the end of that season, so I'm like win or lose, like y'all gonna be my brothers for life. Like I hit up Hot Shot to check up on him the other day. Oh, and rest in peace to his grandma. I'm sorry to hear about that, Hot Shot. If you see this, man. I hit him up the other day, and I check up on him from time to time. I went to go visit him in Miami. Like that's my guy.
It's crazy that you just said that about our brother, because I remember when we was planning out the pickup for you guys from the airport. We was gonna pick up Hot Shot first, and Hot Shot told me, he said, yeah, y'all can do it, but I don't want the cameras in my house. I don't want nobody in my house. Okay, we was like, okay, cool. And then your birthday came around. He took you to his house on his birthday. All of y'all went to his house on his birthday. But at that point, when I saw that video hit Twitter from y'all, I was shocked because he wanted nobody in his house and nothing like that. And then all of a sudden, all of y'all at his house for your birthday. My God, bro. When he told me about his grandmother, oh my God, I lost it. I was like, oh my God, because she's the sweetest person I have ever met in my life. The sweetest person I've ever met in my life. So it was hard, but I know at that point when he took y'all to his house for your birthday, I was like, oh, he liked them. He liked them.
Yeah, after leaving, I mean, you and Darren, like we spent so much time together that we grew like a brotherhood. And like I told him like when I found out what happened on social media, I said, yo, like you need me to take a flight out there, like I can hang out with you a few days and make sure you're mentally checked in, like you trying to get your mind off something, we can just go out, hang out, whatever. Like it didn't matter. Like what you were saying in regards to my birthday, like they didn't know who I was. I was a complete stranger to them, and for them to invite me to their home, like in that day, like and both of us coming from Spanish roots, like we just like instantly clicked. So his abuela became my abuela that day, like. Like his mom they were so welcoming to me, and they treated me like family the moment I stepped in the door. Like that's just, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, Hot Shot, but my condolences to you and your family, man.
Definitely. Speaking of which, during the off season after season 1, you hit me up and was like, Famous, I'm about to come down to Miami. You want to go out to dinner or something like that? I was like, whoa, you know? I was like, whoa, but I was like, yeah, we can go. So I not to mention anything that we talked about, nothing like that, but what made you want to do that though?
As I told you, like the camaraderie, like it wasn't just like we weren't sitting there. It wasn't a job. Like I didn't feel like I was doing a job every day. Like I felt like I was playing with my boys. Like I became my brothers at that point. And then after the season was done, like I just wanted to go meet up with you and just talk to you, have a chat with you, and just like make sure like no matter what your decision was, like I understand that it's a business. No matter what it was, like you gonna be my brother. Like we were gonna be cool no matter what. I mean, to this day we're still cool. Like there's no issues, man. Like I said, he checked gaming in general. Like those are all my family, all the people from the office, everyone that was on the team.
Yeah.
That's always gonna be another. There's always gonna be another part of me. So it's like I just wanted to go, just let you know, like it's cool, man. Like just everything. I told you I feel better now more than I do ever. Like it was an amazing experience, but
I'm gonna tell you like this. In season 1 is probably when I had the most fun. Like you said, it didn't feel like a job. It felt like we was doing something bigger, but it never felt like we was working. But season 2, season 3, it felt like I was working. So it's a big difference because the personalities we had in season 1, everybody just went together. It went together. Win or lose. When we wasn't winning early, we were still together. You know, we were still together.
Every day.
We started winning. We started.
That was over. We started acting up, man. We started going out to the clubs.
Yeah, you couldn't tell us nothing when we started winning.
we were all over the place, Chief. You don't know the half of it. We were all over Miami once we started winning. But I mean, we were pretty much locked in. Like, win or lose, though, like we enjoyed our time so much around each other. Yeah. But it got to the point where you didn't even have to tell us that we had to go practice or whatever. Like there was times we were setting up scrimmages at midnight at 2 a.m., 1 a.m. Like we were setting up.
I would be in bed and drop with FaceTime. Hey, famous, come up here and check this out. We just figured something out. 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock in the morning. Like we had already been practicing since like noon. Just like noon, and then 2 o'clock in the morning, drop call. Hey, come check this out. We just figured something out. I didn't get that in season 2 and season 3, bro, and it showed. It showed. Man,
but that's just a big part of just having personnel, and it's not about names. It's about just having people that mesh well together and stuff. Like if you get along with each other, if you love your job and what you do, like there's no stopping you. Like you guys get along, like good or bad. Like you guys are gonna go. When the lows are low, you guys will pull each other up, and then when you're at your highs, you just make sure you stay grounded. Like you don't get too high, and that's just about what having good teammates is about. You surround yourself with good people with similar goals and similar objectives, and there's no stopping you.
So I know, like I obviously I still follow you on Twitter and all this stuff. Obviously we still follow each other on Twitter, so I know you was keeping up with it. So what do you think about the FIBA 2K Puerto Rican team? Like, what do you think about the build of that team?
No, I think the team that they put together was really solid. I feel like a lot of the players, they got the main man Joe Moore, the face of Puerto Rico on there. Like, yeah. I mean, all the names that they got big names on there, and they got good players. And again, like just not to say everyone does.
I ain't gonna lie. I wanted my dog on there. I want it hot on there. I ain't gonna lie. Let's keep it real. I want it hot.
I definitely want it hot, but yeah, I'm happy for Larry, for Wolf, for LeBron, for all the other guys that made it on there. I'm happy for those guys. They deserved it. I'm sure they showed out in their scrimmages or their practice or whatever. I definitely wanted to see Hot Shot on there. But I just hope they put on a good show come time.
If you had to build like your ideal 2K League team, who would you put on the team?
You gonna put me on the spot like that, Coach? Come on,
let's go. Let's go. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Oh man, we talking about 1 through 5?
From the mind of SharpShooterLos.
1 through 5?
1 through 5.
Can I take people in their prime, or do I have to do it like now? Like,
yeah, we can do it like that. You can say prime, but when you select the person, say prime Hot Shot, prime this, prime that. Or you can say, if you don't say prime, I think I'm just gonna take it as it's the regular person that's right now.
That's tough. Ain't no way you doing this to me.
That's it. I want to hear it.
EG, I'll probably take Prime Radiant.
Prime Radiant.
Yeah.
Good. The Radiant from like 2 years ago was an animal.
Yeah, it was a demon. So Prime Radiant at the 1, at the 2. I don't know if you want to. I feel like Majestic was such a mix of 1 through 5. Like Prime, Prime Majestic was a demon. Again, I have some bias for that, but if I were to take any shooting guard, it might be someone like him. As a lock, I would probably take either probably Wolf in his prime. We're talking about like.
How did I know you was gonna pick Wolf? Like, I literally sat in my head watching pick Wolf.
I'm talking about Prime Wolf though. We're talking about Wolf. Yeah, we're talking about Prime Wolf.
We talking about Wolf straight out the stage.
Straight out the stage. I'm not even sure where. I would put Kenny in there. I think
Anywhere.
And it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's so like to me, Kenny. He's like a top 3 player. Like no matter No matter what, he's always gonna be the top 3 player in like a top 3 player in the league because he's so versatile.
Bro, you remember when we was practicing for the finals and Kenny was on center?
Oh, he was going on.
No, he was going crazy.
He was going on.
He was going crazy. When he first, I said, "What is Kenny doing on center?" He's like, "Watch this." I was like, "Man, he's going crazy."
Nah, I really grew a respect for him. Like when I was and during the off season after the 2K season, after I don't even want to discuss it. After what happened the first season,
yeah.
I had gotten an Xbox and then I decided to go with what they call the uppers on Xbox.
Yeah.
That was like all the name players or whatever, all the greatest players on the Xbox. They were all in like team up lobbies and stuff. Mind you, those videos and that content was never supposed to go out, famous. But when I was in those lobbies, I was posting the screenshots and I was going off.
Yeah.
I was going off in those lobbies. They'll never say that though. They'll never say that. But
I remember those videos.
But we weren't. That was code like that.
Yeah, that's code.
No one's allowed to post any screenshot from the uppers because those are all pickup games with players.
Yeah.
That was code. I followed the code. Mind you, I put it in the group chat, but I didn't post anything on social media. I wasn't trying to gas it or anything like that. But that when I went over there to Xbox and I started hooping with the Xbox players, Kenny was one of the people that he stood out no matter what position. Like whether he was at the 2 guard, the point guard, the 4, the 5, like he was always the best player on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the lobby that we was in, like no matter what, he was always the best player on the court. Like his numbers were insane. That like, if I were to put Kenny in that top 5, like it didn't matter whether you put him at the 2, the 3, the 4, the 1. Maybe not at the center, but he was still a demon at center.
Yeah.
But you could fit him anywhere in there. So I would throw Kenny in the top in the 5. And then at the 5, of course, we got to put my guy Hotshot in there. Prime Hotshot.
Of course, we putting hot. Of course, we putting hot. That's a fact.
Or I would Ramo. I feel like Ramo should be in there too. So
now you go 6
Hotshot
players.
at the 5 and Ramo at the 4, and maybe I'll maybe between Kenny and Majestic.
One of
them gotta go there.
Facts. I see a PS5 box back there. You still playing?
Yeah, I'm still playing. Come on now.
I mean, you got. Oh, niggas did the.
I've been in the lab.
See that PS5 back there. What you on?
I'm always gonna be, man. No matter what, whether I'm playing pro or not, I'm always gonna be a gamer. Like it's something that I'm not gonna say it's just a part of me at this point. Like no matter what, like it don't matter. Like I know how busy you are as a coach. Like you'll still devote, even if it's just to get on the game, to hop in the group chat, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to play a quick match, whatever it is. Like you still gotta get your fix in. Like that's just my.
You remember when we played quick match?
Yeah, like we got.
Oh my! I thought I was on one when I played quick match. Oh man!
Yeah, man, we're all a kid at home. We all have a little kid inside of us, and that comes out every now and then. So like I always get.
Remember we used to play for lunch or something like that.
Oh yeah, for lunch.
We used to do a lot of stuff in season 1 that we never did it all ever again. Lunches, 3v3s, everything. Oh man.
Watching game film, man. We used to call each other over to watch game film, man. I used to be in the middle of cooking or something. I'm like, bro, this is what you call me over here for? I'm trying to eat.
Oh man, but Los, I'm gonna wrap it up right there. Tell us your Twitch, your Twitter, all that so we can get it up on the screen and everything.
Alright, if you guys want to follow me, you guys can just follow me on Twitter, just at SharpShooterLos. I have all my information on there. You feel free to hit me up. Anything in regards to the draft process for you newer prospects that are out there and have any interest about the process, about the interviews, any questions that they'll ask you, anything like that, feel free to reach out. I was someone that was in the league. I was someone that played 2K for a really long time. So I have any advice for you guys. And that's about it, famous. I appreciate you having me today.
No, I definitely appreciate it. I know it was a short notice and everything, and I appreciate you being able to get on here and just laugh with me one more time. You know, I appreciate that. I still respect you as a person, as a player, as a man, and everything that you stand for. With that being said, we're gonna wrap this up. I am famous enough, and this was the Heat Check-In.